We just heard testimony from your boss, Chair Yellen, in Washington. Help me with the word transitory. Our Gianna Smilak is looking at transitory. Rob Kaplan, I've got a definition back to 1374 in Chaucer. I want to know Kaplan's definition of transitory inflation, and is that disinflation, rather, and is that going to end at 8:30 this morning?
Well, there's two parts of this inflation question. Number one, as your viewers know, at 4.4% unemployment and relatively low amount of labor slack, and I look, by the way, at U6, which is the unemployed plus discouraged workers plus people working part-time for economic reasons, and that's still not far away from the pre-recession low. It's 8.6%. At that low level of unemployment, you would historically have seen more inflation pressures. We're not so far. March was weak. April and May were a little stronger, and I believe strongly that some of this is transitory, meaning there's some one-time factors in the March numbers, but I think some of it is not transitory. Technology-enabled disruption, the fact that workers are being replaced by technology, that shoppers can use technology and have much more pricing power. I think businesses have far less pricing power right now than any time in my lifetime. And I think because of that phenomena, as well as to some extent globalization, in that goods and services are being to some extent competed for globally, I think we need to accept that some of this muted inflation is the fact we're in a different kind of economy than we were in 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and 15 years ago.
That's brilliant. That's a Kaplan distinction. Let's go right to that. The pricing power issue. Is this a different pricing power battle than the one that made Jack Welch famous years ago at General Electric?
It's dramatically different, and the reason for that is the rate of disruption, and let me explain what disruption is.
Please.
New business models being replaced by more efficient models that are technology enabled. And you go right down the list. The film industry, Kodak and Polaroid being replaced by the digital phone. Retailers being displaced by Amazon. Uber displacing taxis. It goes on and on and on and on.
Right.
And because of that, businesses, even if they have wage pressure, which I think there will be more wage pressure in the months ahead, it is much harder for them to pass that on to consumer, because consumers have far more choices, and traditional business models are being supplanted at a rate I haven't seen in my lifetime by new business models that are cheaper and better value for the consumer, and I think that's having a real effect on inflation.